Oh, hello. I didn't see you there. My name is Jose Ignacio, and I was a little busy thinking about some of the advanced features of Odoo's Contacts app. The Contacts app is more than just an address book. It's a powerful tool for understanding the relationships between your business and customers, vendors, other businesses, and more. You can use it to track upcoming activities, visualize the relationships between contacts and your business, and understand the structures of vendors and other partners. So let's go check it out. Before we begin, let's make sure that we've got the Contacts app installed. So we're going to open up the apps application over here and then type in the word contacts. Great. If it's not already installed, click the install button that's going to appear here that looks like this one right there. Then go back to the dashboard if the database doesn't automatically send you there. All right, back? Great. Let's open up the Contacts app once again. Okay, so the Contacts app opens to the list view by default. And hey, you know what? Let's talk about views. The list view is pretty handy if you want a quick overview of all the contacts in your database, including any scheduled activities associated with them. But it's not your only view option, as you can tell over here. So you can choose from multiple different views by clicking on these buttons over here in the corner. Say you're more of a visual person. You can click on our nice little Kanban view button, and all of your contacts will be arranged as business cards. Want to see all of your contacts displayed on a map? I know you do. The map view next to that allows that, showing pins for every contact with an address. The ones without addresses are still visible too, and you can see that down below in our nice little tucked away section titled Unlocated. So, what if you have multiple contacts that are all associated with each other, like one for a business and one for each of its affiliated employees? Just click on this hierarchy view, and you're going to see every business contact and unaffiliated individual contact. Individual contacts that are affiliated with particular businesses will be displayed when you click on the primary contacts dropdown, which is this nice little purple button right there. And you'll see that right there. As you can see, clicking on the one that we did for the Acme Corporation right there shows us the three employees associated with it. And finally, we have the activities view and this one, you can see any scheduled activities associated with a specific contact, like those created by the CRM app, for example. Let's talk about managing contacts because so many apps interface with contacts, you might wind up needing to manually manage your entries. I like to do this from the list view, so let's go back over to it at the far left. All right. So the checkboxes next to a contact allow you to select them, as you can see me doing that. There's no limit to how many you can select. We actually happen to have created an old contact for Hugh that we don't need anymore. So I'm going to show you our options for dealing with it. So I'm going to find the checkbox that we have next to Huey over here, and that changes the header. Now it tells us that we have one contact selected up at the top in this nice little, I guess, teal green little highlighted button thing. And it adds an actions button set of menu options so that we can decide what to do with it. So I'm going to go through them. Export lets us create a spreadsheet with the contact's information. Duplicate creates a copy of the contact. Archive, in this case, right below that, marks the contact as archive, removing it from most views without deleting it. Unarchive undoes that. And delete, well, that deletes the contact completely. It'll pop up a warning if you choose that, and you may not be able to delete contacts that have been used as part of other apps' functionalities. You have to archive those instead. Let's actually merge this contact with the one that we created earlier. So we're going to click out of that. Okay, so this one actually happens to have things that I don't want to lose. So now we're going to select Huey over here, and we want to scroll down until we see Stealthy Wood, Hugh Man over here. And then this time we're going to click the Actions button once again, and then now we click Merge. Perfect. This brings up the merge window, letting us know which contacts are being merged and which contacts will, or in this case, which contact, excuse me, will be the one to remain. Singular. Our destination contact is the one that will be saved, so just take a moment to make sure it's going to keep the one that you want. And in this case, we want to make sure it's the one that we want. Okay, so the destination contact is our first one. And you're always going to want to double check that you've also selected the listed contacts. Okay, so let's set this right now to, in our case, well, we want to keep the Stealthy Wood version of Hugh, so we're ready to go. Everything looks pretty perfect. We're going to merge the contacts and select the button, and we're all done. If you had a bunch of duplicated contacts for some reason, you could use the deduplicate the other contact button over here to clear them out. But we're not going to worry about that for now. So finally, we can click close. Great. So you might have noticed that your contacts experience doesn't match what you've seen so far in this tutorial. One of the big themes for the Contacts app is that what you'll find here is determined by your level of database access. In this case, the currently active view and the apps and modules installed to your Odoo database tend to pretty much shift that. As an example, what you can see now is what Hugh's contact page looks like as a standard user, like an employee. Here's what it looks like if you were logged in as the database administrator. And here is what a contacts page looks like on a database with a lot more apps installed. Notice the smart buttons. Those will take you to each of the apps where the contact is referenced or appears, like if their name is on an invoice or a meeting is scheduled with them. Notice also the expanded tabs. More database access and more apps installed means more information you can edit directly on a contacts page. And that concludes our deeper dive into the ins and outs of the Contacts app. You've learned how to use the different views, manage your contacts, and make sure you have the functionality you want from the app. Good job. Take care and get out there and do it.